Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to LeTip Live. LeTip is an organization of like-minded individuals brought together to help each other's businesses grow and flourish. And today we have a special treat for you. We have Korina Huddleston from Las Vegas. She's a digital bookkeeper, and she's going to give us all the tips and tricks to help us in our business, whether it's keep track of receipts, track expenses, cash flow, financial statements, you name it. She's here to help us and our businesses. So ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Korina. Just playing as always. Korina is digital. She is all the way in Las Vegas. Let's there we go. Let's get the music down a little bit. Really pumped up this morning. So Korina, welcome to LeTip Live. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks so much, Doug. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So like I was saying, LeTip is an organization of like-minded individuals coming together to help each other's businesses grow and flourish. And today you have a bunch of tips and tricks to do exactly that for our members and the people watching today. So you ready to get into it?
I'm ready.
Well, first let's find out a little bit about you, right? So you're in Las Vegas. You're
Yes.
a digital bookkeeper. So what does that entail?
Yeah, absolutely. So it was really interesting. In 2020, I decided to quit my job in Seattle area and move to Las Vegas, Henderson area, and start my own business. And I knew that I wanted to travel. I'm a huge traveler. I love going back to Washington. I go to California to see my family and my son in Washington. So I wanted something I could do remotely. So bookkeeping was the great fit. I'm a numbers person, and I've wanted to be an accountant since I was in 5th grade. So it really just really worked.
Awesome. And, we're already getting a thumbs up. So we also want to remind everyone we are live. So if you have a question, comment, concern, please put in the comment section. We can answer live. We're already getting thumbs up from people. Awesome. So you say digital bookkeeping. I mean, you can deal with anyone across the nation. Is that what?
Absolutely. So
Awesome.
taxes and bookkeeping in the past have been you go into an office, you bring your reports or your receipts. And nowadays we don't have to do that. And we're seeing that across like many industries, right? Where we can do everything with Dropbox or Google Documents or storage, and everything's online now. So I can be truly anywhere in the world. I love Las Vegas and the warm sun. But my clients can also be anywhere in the United States.
Great stuff. So since you can work with anyone in the United States, what's a good way to people get in contact with you? If they like what we hear today, where can we send them? To your Instagram, website? What do you prefer?
Absolutely. So I'm on all of the platforms, right? LinkedIn, Facebook,
Awesome.
Madison Financial Group LLC. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. And then also madisonfinancialgroup.com is our website. And you can always reach out to us there. And I love getting tips.
Awesome. I'm going to put that right here for everybody. So give me 1 second. But yeah, so across the nation, you guys can work with Korina if you check out their website, which is on your screen right now. So madisonfinancialgroup.com. So let's get into it. And if you guys have any more questions, you can reach out to Korina. Deep Tree is bringing in taxes and bookkeeping, something everyone should learn. Let's talk. So you already got your first client right there. There you go.
Absolutely. Yeah. So really what I wanted to touch on first was record keeping and keeping receipts. There are some people, some tax professionals out there that say your bank statement is good enough. My concern as a bookkeeper is I want you to have all the documentation that you need. If and when you were to get audited, the IRS might not think that a bank statement is good enough. So really keeping those receipts, keeping them digitally. There's tons of apps out there, right? There's an app for everything. There's apps that will track your mileage. There's apps that will keep your receipts as well. And it doesn't have to be that technical. Well, if that works for you, and I'm going to say this probably a lot, whatever works for you and your business, that's what I want for you. That's what your bookkeeper and tax professional should want. We want something that you're going to use and actually be able to manage. So if it's an app, great, use that. There's lots out there. Or something kind of lower tech is take a picture of your receipt and drop it in a Google Drive. That's actually what I do. I keep them by month, by year. keep them in that Google Drive. I even have my little receipt book here with me. It's always handy dandy. It's
Mm-hmm.
pretty. It's got lots of colors. It's broken by month, and I write on it. Write on your receipts. That's my tip for this morning already. Is write on your receipts what you did, who you went to coffee with. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you and I, Doug, we go to Juice. I purchase that meal. I write on it. I take a picture of it. I
Mm-hmm.
store it digitally, and then also I keep my paper copies.
Awesome. So you got backups in case
I
anything
got
happens. You got two
backup to the
copies.
backup. Yes.
Yes, we the same thing we do here. We do a lot of video and stuff, and we have separate hard drives. We got content everywhere, backups, and another backup, and then a hard drive that's in the lockbox. Yeah, so that stuff's very vital, and as your receipts should be, and all the stuff that has to do with your business. So you definitely want to have backups.
Yes.
Awesome. So receipts, we want to write on them and take notes, which is allowed, right? We could write on our receipts what
Mhm.
happened, where, so you don't just have a shoebox of receipts and not have a clue when was this, does this count, so on and so forth. What do you is a good question for you would be what counts? So like if we go to coffee, that counts. What are some of the criteria to what we should be holding on to? What receipts should we be holding on to?
Absolutely. So things that apply to your business. So if you and I go to lunch and we're just talking personal because we're friends, that doesn't count as a business meal or a
Mhm.
business expense. Now, if we're talking, you know, Undefeated Media and Madison Financial Group bookkeeping, that is then a business expense. So we just want to make sure that that is um, it's business. That's what it's got to apply to your business. It can't be, you know, a theme park where you're just hanging out with your family. That doesn't count. It does
Mhm.
need to be business related.
Awesome. Any other things that we should be, so us going out to eat, is clothing, like your work clothes, is that something you should be holding on to, like
Ooh,
what other examples are there that we should hold on to?
that's a really great one. So if you just go out and buy clothes to wear, I got this jacket and this t-shirt to wear to work, that doesn't count actually. Um,
Hmm.
and definitely check with your tax professional when you're talking about clothing. Now, if it has my logo on it, that's actually considered marketing and advertising. So that would count
No,
as a business expense. This jacket, it doesn't. It doesn't have anything to do with my company on it. So no, that doesn't count.
I'm about to plaster my logo on every piece of clothing
Yes,
again.
absolutely. Yes, do that.
Plaster my logo everywhere. Awesome. So one of the other topics we have is tracking expenses. So let's dive into that. What should we be tracking? How do we track it? I mean, besides receipts, I'm guessing like invoices as well. So let's dive into tracking expenses.
Yeah, absolutely. So, in all ranges of business, we've got everything from the micro, we're just starting out. Maybe we opened our doors, yesterday or last week or last month, to
Hmm.
companies that have been in business for many, many years. And hopefully they're using an accounting software already. And some of that is just built right in. But
Hmm.
tracking expenses, I really want to touch on, we want to know where the money's going. We really want to take that income and then where is it going and what percent of where does your money go? What percentage of your money is going to your monthly expenses? What is going to an expense you only pay once a year?
Hmm.
And then payroll. Do you have employees? Are you paying yourself? What percentage? And we can dive into that for probably an hour of what percentages should be spent on what type of things. Generally, like payroll, we're looking anywhere
Hmm.
from 25 to 35%. So if your business is doing 45%, it's just something we want to dive into, look at, and
Hmm.
maybe that's part of your business model and it totally makes sense because maybe you're a service-based industry. In another inventory-based industry, that might not make sense. We might actually want to look at it and understand what's going on.
Awesome, awesome. And if that's the case, we should probably look into our cash flow, right?
Yes. Absolutely. I love a book. It is called Profit First. I apologize, I don't have the author. That
I have it
really
here.
do
I have
you?
that book.
Yeah, yeah.
I do.
I I love it. I recommend it to anyone who is willing to read um, a book about profit.
Yes, let's see
And
if I'll get the author for you.
awesome.
But go
Yeah.
ahead.
And so that really helps us give some guidelines to how much we should be spending where. And
Hmm.
I also do personal financial coaching, and it's really where are we telling our money to go? So if you think about you get your paycheck or you get money into your business and you just kind of spend, 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 you don't know where that's going. You haven't told it where to go. You get to the end of the month and you're like, what happened? Where did all my money go?
Hmm.
And so using like a zero-based budget or a profit first method, you're really showing your money where it needs to go first, and then you spend it. And I love that idea that, and then saving for taxes. We can talk about that in a second.
Absolutely. So this is Profit First by Mike Michalakowicz.
Yes.
I can't pronounce that. Good luck. So from Mike, here's Profit First. So why don't we give it a quick little, Spark Notes version of what we can find in Profit First?
So it really is about telling your money where to go and what percentages you should be using in your business. So when you get your income at the beginning of the month or as the month goes through, um, you save money for taxes, you save money to put in your payroll. You're not waiting last minute to be like, oh no, how much is our payroll, and transferring money and hoping, crossing your fingers and hoping that payroll clears. We want to set businesses up, and I'd love for all businesses to run in a month in advance type of
Mhm.
environment. Sometimes that's not possible, but we work towards getting you there. That's one of the goals that I work with my clients is not living kind of that paycheck to paycheck feel, but
Mhm.
really saving money, telling it where to go, and then spending it.
Awesome. So I want to remind everyone we are live. So if you have a question, comment, or concern, you could put it in the comment section. We can answer it live with you today. So going back to Profit First, and putting the stuff aside, we want to get to that, 1 month ahead mark, right? Do you have any tips or tricks to get to that point? Say you're someone who's super disorganized and has things everywhere. Not me, totally not me. Okay. But say you need some help getting to that 1 month ahead mark. What are some things you could do?
That is a process, and it is actually a long process. I would say it
Hmm.
took me about 3 years in my business to get there. And it really is just it- percentage by percentage. I
Hmm.
started out at like 45% for my expenses per month. And so that was pretty high. And month by month, took it down to 44%. And we spent a little less, saving a little bit more. That really is the way to do it. That race is a slow one. And it takes a lot of time and a lot of diligence and keeping
Hmm.
up with it. And it can be really hard and really frustrating as you're going along.
Awesome. Great stuff. Great stuff. So, what else do we got on the agenda today?
Yeah. So saving for taxes. Why don't we talk about saving for taxes? So one of
Awesome.
the things that following this profit first method or any
Hmm.
method where you're saving money, um, really what I want to stress is it is giving your future self such a blessing. And the reason why I say that, so say this year you are taking your 5 or 10 or 15% of your income, you're setting it aside for taxes. At the end of the year, when you take care of everything, you wrap up the year, you're ready to go to your tax professional and have them do your taxes, they tell you, man, your tax bill is $10,000. You can breathe easy and be like, cool, I got that in the bank. I'm all ready for it.
Hmm.
Instead of, oh my gosh, I don't have that money. Where am I going to get that $10,000 to pay the bill? Or unfortunately, we have to make a payment plan with your tax professional. And then on top of that, the next year you might have some estimated payments you have to pay. So that could really just make the next year really difficult. So set yourself up for success now, start saving. And the great thing is, so say that you were saving money all year long, you
Hmm.
put money aside in your special um, bank account that's just for taxes. I definitely recommend multiple bank accounts. If you can handle that and keep track of those,
Hmm.
that's the way to go. Just keep it in its own separate bank account. So that
Hmm.
tax bill comes of $10,000, you're like, I got this. This is easy because I have 25,000 set aside.
Nice.
We have extra money we just found.
Yeah, we've got some extra dough there.
Yes. So, like I said, setting your future self up for success. So, maybe your business needs some new equipment, or maybe you're ready to make that next leap and hire, another employee. You've got some money now that you can take and do that. Or if it's your business, if you're the business owner, maybe the kids need some new glasses and braces, or you take your family on a vacation. Like, there's
Yeah,
so many things that you can do with that extra money because you saved early.
nice. Just gotta make sure that that logo's on the glass brim so it counts.
Yes, yeah,
Awesome. We got some questions rolling in. First
great.
one's from the Gaming Maniac. And he says, Hey, Korina, as someone who finds difficulty in keeping organized, any tips or tricks for the general public to keep track of their personal finances? Thanks, Korina.
Ooh, yeah. Personal finance is a really neat one. So you can use something as simple as like an Excel spreadsheet. And there are lots of free resources out there. If you guys want to reach out to me, I'll share one of mine. Um, and I love helping people with their personal finances because as a business owner, personal finances can make and break your business. If you're pulling too much money out of your business, you're not spending wisely in your personal life, that can
Mhm.
absolutely cause detriment to your business. So it really is just tracking where your money's going, and a small Excel spreadsheet. That's the way to do it. And if you're unorganized, it's going to feel really icky at first and really hard. But just like any good habit, right? The more we do it, the more that we
Mhm.
get in the practice of it. And I recommend doing it often. So start with daily, and that's going to be
Mhm.
hard. That's going to be really hard.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
when you get proficient, you can go every couple days. Maybe you get to a point where you can do it every week. But sometimes it might take just doing it daily.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Next question we have from Pat. Pat asks, Hi, Karina. What's the best advice you would give someone who's approaching the start of paying off their student loans? What's the best way to stay organized and also keep the financials in order?
Yeah, student loans, that's a great one. That's going to be just like an expense, like a bill, like anything else. Again, just having some sort of Excel spreadsheet. If you want, there's lots of other accounting software that you could tap into as well. But for
Hmm.
personal stuff, you don't really need it unless that really helps you stay organized. Um, and just keep it as one of those bills. If you're on the belief that debt is bad, and there are both camps, right? Debt is bad and debt is good. I'm in the middle because for some people it really works and they can leverage that debt. Other people are like, nope, I can't manage it. I can't deal with it. And so um, really just what's working for you, and find something that works, and don't give up. I know it can get really frustrating, but keep plugging away at it.
Awesome. Good stuff. All right. I guess that brings us to our next topic. Also, want to remind you guys that we are live. So you have a question, comment, concern up. Here's another one. Would you recommend QuickBooks for personal and or business accounting?
So
Or
I
wouldn't you
am
recommend working with you? I mean, isn't that
absolutely. So that's a great question. So if you're not um, tech savvy, if you
Mhm.
don't understand QuickBooks, or so I am a QuickBooks Pro advisor. So QuickBooks
Mhm.
has said that I am certified enough to be able to be a pro advisor for them. I'm also a certified Zero partner, which is another accounting software.
Mhm.
They're tricky. And if you don't kind of know what you're doing, you can really mess it up really, really quickly. So if you choose to use QuickBooks for your business accounting, I actually have a training coming out that teaches people how to DIY their own bookkeeping. Because that first micro business, when you're just starting out in business and you're wearing all the hats, right? I'm doing
Mhm.
social media, I'm doing accounting, but that's not what you got into business for, right? You got into business to do your trade, whatever that is.
Mhm.
We we really specialize in health and wellness. So maybe that's massage therapy, or you're a counselor or a chiropractor. You didn't get into business to do accounting or bookkeeping or taxes. So when you do start slow. There's lots of free training out there. There's lots of paid trainings. Tap into your local, bookkeeper or one that you love. Usually they will give you free advice. I love giving free advice. So if you think you can really use the accounting software and use it effectively, definitely use it. I wouldn't commingle business and personal. So
Mhm.
I would say definitely put your business into an accounting software. And if you want to track your personal, maybe do it on an Excel spreadsheet, or pick another software, or even just another subscription.
Gotcha. Good stuff. Pat asks a follow-up question. I think I know where he's going with this. So how can you leverage debt to your advantage? I think what Korina was mentioning was like there's good debt and there's bad debt, right? Like good debt would be on a house because you could pull equity out of the house. Bad debt would be the student loan. Sorry, Pat.
Yeah, sorry.
You can't really leverage a student loan. You went to school, you got your education, you're paying that back. But if you were to buy a house or a boat or commercial property, right? Is that the correct answer?
Right, absolutely. I would definitely say, if you have debt on a home, that is some good debt. It's providing you a stable place to live, unless you can't afford it. Um, and so I think leveraging your debt to your advantage is definitely a longer and side topic, and we can talk about that another day.
Absolutely. Connor asks, are there any Excel spreadsheet templates you would recommend starting out with?
Yes, I have one, Connor. If you reach out, I'll send it to you.
Awesome. And how do you do that? You go to madisonfinancialgroup.com. That's how you reach out to Korina, and that's how you get the free templates.
Yes.
So you definitely want to reach out to Korina. Reminder, the questions are coming in. If you have one as well, you can put it in the comment section. We'll answer it live. What next, Korina? What else we got in the agenda here?
Financial statements. We haven't talked about financial statements in your business yet.
Let's dive
So
in.
as a bookkeeper, so let me explain the difference, because I think tax professional like CPA and tax professional enrolled agents and bookkeepers, we kind of get meshed under the accounting umbrella, which we absolutely are, but we're very different. So taxes we get done once a year, right? You go to your tax professional between January and April, you get your taxes done, and they take those totals. From a bookkeeping standpoint, we want to be looking at things every single month. We want to know the differences between January and February. When is your busy season? Was the slow season? Were you still profitable in your slow season? So every month, every quarter, maybe if you're just starting out, really looking at those financial statements, what's going on in your business. That's really the difference. Is bookkeeping is month to month. We want to review those financial statements. Taxes is once a year. So when you're looking at your financial statements, there's a lot of numbers on there. And what it's nice is to go through it with someone who can help explain what those are. So we're looking at your profit and loss or your income statement. Where's your money coming in? Where are those expenses going out? That doesn't give you the full picture, though. We also really want to look at the balance sheet and the statement of cash flows. So those the big three. And that tells you more of the picture of what's going on, where your money is going, how much are you paying in loans, how much are you paying in credit card interest, so those types of things. So really looking at your financial statements, they're not scary. I know it seems like they might be, but I really encourage everyone to look at them. If your bookkeeper provides you a one-on-one, definitely take advantage of that. If you get just a video review from your bookkeeper, make sure that you watch that. They're giving you some great insight of what's happened in the last month or the last quarter, whatever time period they're reviewing. So definitely take advantage of that. And if you don't have a bookkeeper, run your financial statements, look at them, reach out to a bookkeeper or even your tax professional, and they might help you like kind of go through it and be like, okay, well, here's what these mean. Here's what
Mhm.
this is really telling us at the end of the day. And please, please, please look at your financial statements.
And if you don't have one, you can go to madisonfinancialgroup.com and Korina will help you. Absolutely. So yeah, that's some vital information that you definitely want to check out because it's kind of like an overview of where you're at and where you're going. So that's definitely an important thing to do. So like what are some tips and tricks? I mean, is that something that they need a bookkeeper or they need to put together for themselves? They have to have that, should they be making an Excel sheet with all this information? Like how can we get started if someone's totally in the dark? What are the first steps someone should take if they want these financial statements in order?
Absolutely. So really, even with an Excel spreadsheet, if you
Hmm.
just total up the month, so you can look at, your income, how much money did you bring in from your business? And then the next section is usually expenses. What did you spend your money on? And then the
Hmm.
total at the end is how much is left at the end of the month. Hopefully that's a positive number. Hopefully you end up with some money in the bank at the end of the month. And really
Yeah.
just look very simple. Just that could be something to look at. And then as you do that month by month, you can start seeing those trends. Like, hey, maybe February, March, and April were really busy. Maybe that's
Hmm.
a peak season for our industry. Or actually, it's the summer months. It's, June, July, August, where we really are making a lot of money and our expenses are matching that or they're not. It's really just keeping an eye on it, keeping just an eye on the trends and what's happening.
Awesome. So, one last reminder, if anyone has a question, comment, concern, please put it in the comments section. We'll answer it live today with Korina. So for the most part, we just got out of tax season, right? We was
Yes.
kind of like just got out of the weeds, right? So, but instead of like, being like relieved and waiting for the next tax season, right now you should be putting in time to get things organized so you're ahead of the game, right? So you should already have January, February, March, April, and May in the books prepared already, right? So what are some tips and tricks now that, let's just say someone was totally disorganized last year and they want a clean slate this year? What should they be doing?
First thing is start today.
That'd be good.
Start
Yeah.
today, please.
Yes.
Absolutely. Like, take that uneasiness or that frustration from the
Hmm.
last year and really make it into something powerful for yourself this year and
Hmm.
really take the time to put into it. I know people say, I don't have time to do it, or it's so hard. Everything's hard the first time, right? Everything's hard the first couple times when you do it. It takes extra time.
Hmm. Hmm.
But the more you do it, the easier it's going to get. You'll find better solutions to some of these frustrations that you might be having when it comes to your bookkeeping and trying to organize your finances and
Hmm.
receipts. Just keep doing it. Look for a better way to do it. Now is actually a great time. It's only June, beginning of June, right? So even
Yep.
if you haven't done anything since January 1st, if you start now and say maybe okay, you're going to tackle June as it's happening, right? Because we want to start
Hmm.
today. Also,
Hmm.
do January. And then next month, break it up into bite sized pieces, right? So in July, also work on February. And then by the time December rolls around, you're done for the whole entire year.
Yeah.
Really,
Not
it's about,
freaking out. Not freaking out at the end.
yeah. I mean, how many people are so stressed at tax time? Like January 1
Everyone.
hits, right? January 1 hits,
Yep.
and you should be celebrating the new year. And um, instead, people start to get really anxious and frustrated because they're like, oh, we haven't wrapped up the last year, or
Hmm.
we didn't do anything for the last year, and we need to make a tax appointment. Or April 15th, right? I think it was the 17th or 18th this year, comes
Hmm.
around and you're filing an extension. And so start today, please.
Yes. Long story short, start today for sure. And definitely, if you haven't started yet, you reach out to Korina at madisonfinancialgroup.com. Next question we got coming in. is from Pat. And Pat asks, what is the best way for entrepreneurs to keep up with their early financials?
That's a great question. Documentation. It really goes back to documentation.
Mhm.
Keeping, just like I said earlier, keeping like a little thing for your receipts, stick them in the months. That's one way to do it. Keep an Excel spreadsheet. Even if you're using totals, say that you take your bank statement at the end of the month, you total up
Mhm.
where your things went. Um, really looking at last year's taxes. If you don't know where to categorize things, like we talked about marketing and advertising, that is actually a line in your taxes. So you can go back to last year's taxes and say, okay, these were the things that the tax professional tracked. Here's what I need to track. And so early in business, if you haven't done last year's taxes, you can go online and research a little bit. You don't have to dig too far to find it.
Mhm.
Um, I think you can just like search like um, IRS documents for businesses and a Schedule C. That came out hard. Schedule C should pop up, and that will give you like advertising, car and truck, um, office expenses, uh, lump them together. And
Mhm.
again, if you have a good contact with a bookkeeper somewhere or even your tax professional, reach out to them, ask them the different categories that you should be tracking. And you can always kind of like, hey, this thing that we bought, we don't know where it falls. Put it on its own line. Your tax professional at the end of the year, or when you hire a bookkeeper, can help you put that in the right spot.
Awesome. Great stuff. Great stuff. Want to remind you guys that we are live. So if you have a question, put in the comment section. We'll answer it live here with Korina from MadisonFinancialGroup.com. What else? What else we got, Korina? Any other tips and tricks that we have today?
Hmm. I think we've covered so much.
Yeah, we did. We did cover a lot.
Ooh, I do
So
wanna
last
throw
chance.
I wanna throw out there, I do offer 15-minute complimentary consultations. If you're in
Awesome.
LeTip, that's 30 minutes if you'd like a little extra time.
Wow.
So
Hey.
anybody that has questions, like I said, I love giving away free advice.
Mhm.
So if I can help out a new business or a business that's growing and they just, unsure of where to go next, I'd love to help out.
Awesome. And the best way to do that is go to MadisonFinancialGroup.com and book your free consultation with Korina. She's definitely the best, and you heard it here first. She's has all wealth of knowledge here, so you definitely want to take her up on that offer and go to MadisonFinancialGroup.com and check her out. Last chance for questions in the comments section. If you guys have a question, now's your last chance to put it in the chat. So absolutely. So one question I ask everyone that comes on LeTip Live is what LeTip means to them. So what does LeTip mean to you?
Oh my goodness, this is a great story. So, oh, it it just touches my heart every time I tell the story. So I came to Las Vegas, Henderson area. I knew no one except
Mm-hmm.
my lovely fiance, George. He was basically the only person I knew here. And so as I was like growing my business, I knew I need to network. And so I reached out on letip.com and I found every single chapter that was I could get my hands on and I,
Mm-hmm.
asked to be invited to their chapter. And Summer actually reached out to me and was like, "Are you a real person or are you just like spamming us?" And I was like, "No, I know that there's a fantastic group out there for me and I want to see all of them before I make my decision." And that's what I did. I went to almost every chapter twice before I did make my decision. And
Wow.
I'm in business because of LeTip.
Mm-hmm.
It's that
Nice.
easy. Like, I would not have the success I have today without LeTip, without the connections, the great people that I've met, both in person and virtually.
Mm-hmm.
LeTip has my dedication for a very, very long time.
Awesome. Great stuff. How long have you been in LeTip?
2 years and business in
Nice.
3 years. Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. Do you have a tip or trick or a piece of advice for a newer member, someone who just joined LeTip and they, trying to find their footing?
Dive all in. I know it's a little overwhelming at first, but volunteer, help out. That's the best way to learn everybody else in your group and how to really support them in their businesses. And it will come back to you. Just dive in all the way, 100%.
Great stuff. Great stuff. So you guys definitely want to check out madisonfinancialgroup.com and talk to Korina and book your free consultation. Korina, sometimes what we do on LeTip Live is the speed round. Nothing crazy, nothing to stress out about, but we just rattle off some questions. First thing that comes to mind is your answer.
Okay.
Are you ready for the speed round?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Let it rock, Pat. All right. So, favorite color?
Clear.
Clear?
Mm-hmm.
That's not a color. Stop the clock. Stop the clock. Clear is not a color.
What color
Pat,
are diamonds?
Lower the screen here. I can't see Korina. Wait.
What
All right.
what color are diamonds?
They're diamond colored.
They're clear.
Okay, so you like diamonds. Is
Yes.
that is that supposed to be like a hint or a nudge towards your fiance?
Always. Yes, always.
Okay. All right. All right. So start the clock back up again. Do we have a second favorite color besides diamonds?
Blue.
All right, blue. Okay. Favorite food?
Chips and salsa.
Chips and salsa. All right. Favorite movie?
Ooh, no one has probably ever heard of it. It's If Lucy Fell.
If Lucy Fell. Lucy from Lucy on Nick at Night. Lucy. I Love Lucy. Did she fall?
It actually has Sarah Jessica Parker in it.
Oh, all right. Nice. Favorite TV show?
Big Bang Theory.
Okay. All right. Now this question comes from Ted Lasso, a great show, and he always asks people first concert and best concert. So what's your first concert and what's your best concert?
Ooh, this is a tough one because I actually worked backstage at concerts, so I saw
Nice.
so many, but I'm really not a concert goer, actually.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I was the guy you catch. I would always sneak backstage. I was the guy you catch. You probably
You were the
tasered me.
guy that we were escorting out. Yep.
Yes.
I see that, Doug. I see that.
Are you streaming anything? Anything you're streaming? Netflix or anything?
We just
Apple
finished
TV?
this show. What was it? Ooh, New Amsterdam. We just finished up that one. That one was really
Nice.
good. I love that one. Yeah.
Cool.
I love How
Favorite-
Can I Help? I've adopted that already.
All right. Favorite sport?
Lacrosse.
Nice. I'm a lacrosse player.
Nice.
What
My
ma-
son played
so-
lacrosse.
Nice. Did you play?
I played enough to help him practice, but that was about it.
Nice. All right. Do you like football?
It's okay.
Do you have a favorite football team? Do you have a favorite team? Like lacrosse is kind of tough. Do you have a
Ooh.
favorite lacrosse team?
Yeah. I don't have a favorite lacrosse team. I love them all. Like, I love just seeing the sport grow. I'm definitely a Seattle Seahawks fan, Seattle Kraken, and then, of course, Golden Knights.
Nice. And they're in the Stanley Cup Finals right now.
Yes.
Get excited. Favorite hobby that has nothing to do with work?
Astrology and astrocartography.
So I know what astrology is. What was the second one?
Astrocartography is the location and using astrology with that. That is my newest and latest hobby.
So does that have to go with like signs? Like I'm a Leo, Virgo, cuss sign because the stars were a certain position.
Yes. And then
Wow.
how does that react to where you live on Earth?
Wow. All right, you've passed the speed round. Let's stop the music because I got a question now. If I tell you my birthday, does that mean anything in the astrography?
It
Will you
does.
have
Yeah, it really takes your birthday, the time that you were born, and then also where you were born, and it puts it on this really cool chart. And then say you wanted to go on vacation somewhere, you could be like, hey, I want to go on vacation and I just want to relax. You know, there's different places on the world that would help you be in a relaxed state. And then there's also times, have you ever gone on vacation and you're just like, ugh, I don't like it here. Everybody said it was great. And for you, it just was like, I don't want to be here.
well, I'm not going to vacation in like Alaska. No offense to the Alaskans. I'm going to somewhere with a beach. And as long as there's a beach, I'm kind of happy. But
Yeah.
so if I
So,
tell you my birthday, will you be able to tell me any interesting facts?
no, unfortunately, I'm still new and
Uh,
I'm
Little
learning my
Padawan,
own
still in
first.
training.
Yeah, I'm still in training for sure. Yeah.
Nice. Great stuff. Last chance for anyone out there. Questions, comments, concerns. Korina, do you have any questions, comments, or concerns?
No, I'm just so excited to be here. Thanks for having me on, Doug. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We would love to have you back and share more of your wealth of knowledge and tips, tricks, and everything that comes to digital bookkeeping. So if you need help with your digital bookkeeping, that means, Korina can talk to you from all over the world and handle your bookkeeping and handle all that. Go to madisonfinancialgroup.com and she would love to sit down with you for a free complimentary meeting. If you're in LeTip, you get an extra 15 minutes on that meeting. So you get a 30-minute free consultation. Awesome. Great stuff. So yeah, I mean, unless there's no more tips, I mean, nice little show today. We've got tons of stuff, wealth of knowledge from you today, and we appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. This is great. Yes.
Awesome. Great stuff. So thank you guys for watching LeTip Live, and we'll see you next time.